No one noticed her when she walked into the cafe that morning. Not because she was invisible, but because people had trained themselves not to look at girls like her. Worn shoes, faded dress, eyes lowered as if apologizing for existing. But everything changed in one single second. One smile, one glance, one heartbeat. And the man who noticed her that day had everything money could buy except peace. She stood near the counter, clutching a small purse as if it were her only shield against the world. Her hands trembled when she spoke. "One tea, please, if that's okay." Her voice was soft, almost afraid of being heard. The cashier barely looked at her. But then, something unexpected happened. She smiled. Not a polite smile, not a forced one. A real smile, shy, warm, honest. And across the cafe, a man froze. Arman Halim, CEO. Billionaire, the man whose name appeared in business magazines every month, forgot to lift his coffee. He had seen models, actresses, powerful women who walked like they owned the ground. Yet none of them had ever made his chest tighten like this. Why her? He asked himself. Why now? She sat alone by the window, carefully stirring her tea as if it were something precious. Outside, the city rushed by, unaware that something fragile and dangerous had just begun. Arman told himself to look away. Women had always been complications. Emotions were weaknesses. But then she looked up again, and their eyes met. She panicked, immediately lowering her gaze, embarrassed, ashamed, as if she believed she had no right to be seen by someone like him. That moment hurt him in a way he couldn't explain. He stood up before his mind could stop him. "Excuse me," he said gently. She flinched. "Yes?" "I just wanted to say, your smile made my day." Her face turned red. No one had ever said that to her before. Not like this, not sincerely. "Thank you," she whispered. Her name was Ayla. She worked 2 jobs. She lived in a rented room barely bigger than a storage closet. She sent half her earnings to her sick mother. She believed love was a luxury meant for other people. Arman didn't know any of this yet. All he knew was that he wanted to hear her laugh again. They started meeting accidentally. At least that's what Ayla thought. The cafe, the bus stop, the bookstore where she cleaned floors at night. Arman never told her who he really was. He said he was just Arman, a man with too much work and too little life. And for the first time in years, he wasn't lying to himself. He listened when she spoke. He noticed when she went quiet. He admired her strength hidden behind shyness. Slowly, she began to smile more freely. Slowly, he began to fear something he had never feared before, losing her. But fate doesn't build stories without breaking something first. One night, Ayla overheard 2 women talking in the bookstore. "Did you hear? Arman Halim is engaged. The billionaire. His wedding will be all over the news." Her heart stopped. That night, she didn't smile. And the next morning, she didn't come to the cafe. Arman searched for her everywhere. The cafe, the bus stop, the bookstore, nothing. Days passed. His world, worth billions, felt empty. Finally, he found her standing outside a hospital, holding medical reports, tears falling silently. "I know who you are," she said before he could speak. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were shattered. "You lied to me." "I was afraid," he said. "Afraid you'd see my world and run." She laughed bitterly. "Your world? I was already running. I just didn't know it." She tried to leave, but he stopped her. "I'm not engaged." She froze. "It was a business rumor. I never corrected it because I didn't care. Until now." She turned slowly. Hope fought with fear inside her chest. Then came the real twist, the one neither of them was ready for. Her mother's illness wasn't just serious. It was terminal. And the treatment required money Ayla could never afford. Arman offered to help. She refused. Pride, pain, self-respect. "I don't want your pity," she said. "This isn't pity," he replied. "This is love." She walked away anyway. Weeks later, her mother passed away. Ayla disappeared from the city. No goodbye, no message. Arman thought he had lost her forever. 3 years passed. At a charity event for underprivileged girls, Arman stood on stage, speaking about opportunity, dignity, and hope. Then he saw her, standing in the crowd, confident, calm, still beautiful, but no longer broken. She had rebuilt herself, studied, worked, survived. After the event, she approached him. "You once fell for a poor, shy girl because she smiled," she said. "And I still love the woman she became," he replied. This time she didn't look away. She smiled again, the same smile that started everything. And this time the world had nothing to take from them. Subscribe motivation, YouTube ending. If this story touched your heart, if you believe love isn't about money, status, or power, the night she walked back into his life, fate didn't come gently. It came with a question that could destroy everything. For a moment, Armin thought his eyes were lying to him. The hall was full of powerful people, glittering lights, applause echoing, but his world narrowed to one woman standing near the exit. Isla, real, breathing, stronger than before, and yet carrying a sadness he recognized too well. She smiled first. That same smile, the one that once made a billionaire forget his own name. "Congratulations on the foundation," she said softly. "You always wanted to help people who were invisible." "You were never invisible," he replied without thinking. Silence stretched between them, heavy, full of everything they never said. They sat outside, away from cameras and donors. Isla told him about her life after she left, how grief nearly destroyed her, how nights were spent crying into pillows so neighbors wouldn't hear, how she studied during the day and worked till dawn. "I promised myself," she said, staring at the ground, "that I would never again be someone people felt sorry for." Armin listened, fists clenched. "I searched for you." "I know," she answered. "I saw your foundation, your speeches. You turned pain into purpose." She looked up at him then. "I did the same." For a brief second, hope dared to breathe between them. Then she said the words that changed everything. "I'm leaving the country." His heart slammed. "What?" "I've been offered a scholarship. Full funding. I leave in 3 days." She forced a smile. "I came tonight to say goodbye, properly." "Goodbye." That word tasted like blood. "You came back just to leave again?" he asked. "No," she said, voice shaking. "I came back because I needed to know if what we had was real, or just something I imagined because I was lonely and poor." Armin stood up. "Look at me, Ayla. Everything I built, every tower, every deal, none of it mattered when you smiled at me in that cafe." "You didn't imagine anything." Her eyes filled. "Then why did it hurt so much?" Before he could answer, a man approached. Tall, well-dressed, confident. He placed a hand on Ayla's shoulder. "Sorry to interrupt," he said. "They're waiting for you." Armin's chest tightened. "Who is he?" Ayla hesitated, just long enough. "He's someone important." That hesitation shattered him. Later that night, Armin learned the truth. The man was the director of the international program, powerful, influential, and rumored to favor students who were close to him. Anger burned through Armin like fire. He confronted Ayla. "You don't need him," Armin said. "I can fund your education anywhere." "No conditions." She stepped back, wounded. "You still don't understand. I don't want doors open because of you. I want to walk through them on my own." "But what if he's using you?" Armin asked. Her voice broke. "What if you're wrong?" The next day, she didn't answer his calls. The third day, she boarded the plane. Armin watched the departure. Bored, feeling helpless for the first time in his life. Money couldn't stop time. Power couldn't force destiny. Months passed. Then came the news. A scandal. The program director arrested. Abuse of power, exploitation, careers ruined. Armin's blood ran cold. He flew across the world without thinking. He found her in a small apartment, pale, exhausted, but alive. When she opened the door and saw him, her knees nearly gave out. "You were right," she whispered. "But I survived." He pulled her into his arms. No permission asked, no fear left. She didn't resist. "I will never let the world hurt you again," he said. She looked up at him, eyes steady now. "Then don't save me. Walk with me." He nodded. Side by side, equal, unbreakable.